Hey! Hey you! Can you see me there? In the picture? No, I'm not the driver of the car. It's me, the election ballot. Hi, I'm Billy the Ballot. Ever wonder what happens to a ballot after you vote or how it's made? Well, I'm here to take you on a tour. The life of the ballot. So come on, let's get started. First, the ballot has to be created. And here's Kathy Garber of the Elections Office to explain how it begins.
We create our ballot styles, and they're a unique combination based on the jurisdiction a voter lives in. So we proof those ballots. They are created by individually as a PDF, loaded onto an external hard drive, and then taken to the printing vendor. The printing vendor will take those individual PDFs, run them by ballot style, stacking them into stacks, box them, palletize them, and shrink wrap them.
So now that I'm a ballot, it's off to the mailing house where they'll prepare me for the journey to your place.
At our mailing house, they're in charge of inkjetting the voter's name and a barcode on the return envelope, and they are also in charge of inserting the ballot packet into the outgoing envelope. The barcode that is inkjetted on has a unique voter ID number, and also it has the date of the election in it.
Now it's your turn. You get to fill in the boxes and vote. By the way, are you registered? Here's Clark County Auditor Greg Kimsey to tell you how to sign up.
Very convenient way for people to register to vote. If they have a current Washington driver's license or a Washington identification card, you can register online. Go to clarkvotes.org and you'll see a button that says register to vote. And you can do it all online, and the deadline for that online registration is 29 days before an election. You can also obtain paper registration forms at your local library, post office. Here at the elections office, a lot of schools have those paper forms. And again, the deadline for those paper forms is also 29 days before an election. There's another opportunity after that 29-day deadline. People can come in here to the elections office up to 8 days before an election and register in person.
Now that you voted, you can deliver me in person to the elections office, by mail, or drop me off at one of the 3 ballot box locations.
Every morning we go to the post office and we pick up our ballots, and then we run them through our sorter. Our sorter on the first pass, which is an incoming scan pass, will take a photograph of the front of that envelope, capture that barcode, and then capture the signature. A file is created, and we take that file and we transfer it to our election management system. The election management system will then take the signatures, place them side by side, so we can compare what is in our voter registration system with what the voter signed on the ballot.
Sometimes ballots might be challenged because the signature doesn't match what's on file or something isn't quite right. If that's the case, you'll be contacted to resolve this issue.
After the signatures on each and every affidavit envelope is confirmed by an election worker and compared to the voter's registration signature, those envelopes are then sorted again by the machine into precinct groups. And after those ballots are sorted into precinct groups, those ballots are given to the inspection boards. The inspection boards then, the first thing they do is remove the secrecy envelope from the affidavit envelope, and that's where this voter confidentiality is maintained. And after the secrecy envelope is removed from the affidavit envelope, which of course has the voter's information on it, identification, the ballot is removed from the secrecy envelope. The inspection board workers are then responsible for determining the voter intent on those ballots. In other words, can not really the voter intent, but whether or not the scanning machine and the computer software of the voting system will properly record the voter intent, or whether the machine may not record the voter's intent. So those ballots are put into 2 piles. We call it maybe the perfect ballots, and the ballots that need to be resolved by the resolution team. Those ballots are then scanned into the system. Data from those ballots is stored on what we call a mobile ballot box, or just a memory card. The ballots that have where the software will not properly record the voter intent are given to a resolution team. The resolution team then determines the voter's intent on those ballots, and again, the data is stored from those ballots onto the mobile ballot box or memory card. And that process occurs until election day, and then on evening of election night at after 8 o'clock, this memory card, mobile ballot box, is inserted into that tabulation computer that's kept behind that locked door. And that door is locked prior to election and not unlocked until election day. And then the cards are inserted into that machine. We press a button, the data is extracted from the memory cards, and the votes are then tabulated, and we have preliminary election results. After election day, of course, we continue to receive ballots that are properly postmarked or from overseas voters if they're received by us before certification day. And then the final step in the process is that the canvassing board certifies the election. And I guess really the final process is after retaining the ballots for a certain number of months, they are destroyed.
21 days after the election, they will certify the results of the election. After the certification happens, then the ballots will be put in boxes and stored at our records center until the retention period is over. For a non-federal election, like our February and April elections, they have to be retained for 60 days. For a federal election, our primary and general, we keep those ballots for at least 22 months, and then they are shredded on site.
A lot of work goes into getting us ballots out there. So, if you haven't already, please register. And for those that are registered, remember to keep your address current with the elections office. This is Billy the Ballot reminding you to get out there and vote. For more information, check out clarkvotes.org.